This private jet, with blacked-out windows, is being prepared for takeoff to a secret destination. The passengers on board have no idea where they are going. All they know is that somewhere on this planet, they'll be lost. Each person has been given 3 days survival rations at $150 for the race back to London. The first team to touch Nelson's column wins £5,000. 8 hours after takeoff, their eyes and ears are covered before they're transferred to another plane. As outside temperatures in this part of the world often fall to -20, they've been given Arctic survival equipment, which has been color-coded to help identify each team: yellow, red, and blue. James and Harry have won the last 2 races, but Harry cannot continue due to work commitments. James wants to go for a hat-trick, so will need a new partner. James maybe is the James Bond of Lost. He's suave. He's sophisticated and he likes to win in style.
We should never, ever, ever sacrifice any form of luxury that comes our way.
He's also a big hit with the ladies.
There we go. Absolutely.
So what does James require of his new Bond girl?
He just wanted a girl that was upfit and confident and had to be blonde.
Sarah is well known amongst the movers and groovers of the London party scene. She likes gossip and girly talk and loves to have fun.
Always been renowned for being a bit of a party person coming home. 2 days later.
Paul is a former stockbroker turned entrepreneur whose mission in life is to be successful.
Basically, my mantra, if you will. Give everything your best shot when you get the chance to do so. If you don't ever get the chance in life, that's the biggest, I wouldn't say crime, it's just a shame, you know?
At 6'6", he is a big guy with a big mouth.
Yeah, I suppose you could say I'm bloody mouthy. I am loud, yes, that's it, and I'm proud of it.
Mags is an adrenaline junkie who scours the world in search of her next fix.
I've been travelling for the last 4 years, working and travelling, and I've just come home 3 months ago to London. Basically, I'm very skint. I'm actually just temping at the moment, which is very dull, really. So this is a great opportunity for me to get some lively action and go crazy.
Anyone who can survive a job in telephone sales has perfected the art of persuasion. Sue hopes this will make up for any deficiencies in stamina.
I think it will be definitely physically challenged, because I'm not fit at all. I mean, we're on the 2nd floor here, and I walk up the stairs and I'm huffing and puffing. So, yes, I think I'll be doing my little lunges and thigh exercises before I go. I think in sign language, being lost in the middle of nowhere and trying to get back with a little amount of money is actually quite impossible. So at the moment, I'm cacking myself. But we'll see.
Her teammate Ray also has the gift of the gab.
Yeah, winning, that's what it's all about. Man, I'm in a cutthroat industry. It's all about commission, man. I've got to sell, sell, sell.
On his patch in Manchester, he talks the talk. But in the wilds, will he walk the walk?
I will make sure by hook or by crook, we will come first. Everybody else will die along the way. I will make sure of it.
On touchdown, they are transferred by Skidoo to their camp at the drop zone, where they'll begin their 10,000-mile race back home. From now on, they are on their own.
Nine.
Oh, again?
7,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God!
Woo! Oh, wow! Oh, my God!
Yes, man!
God, you're kidding
Well done,
me!
Oh my jolly good God, look at that.
How beautiful.
This is incredible, isn't it?
Where do you think we are, man? Alaska or Canada?
I actually expected it to be all completely white. I didn't expect any sort of mountains at all. This is, oh my God. This is so cool. This is so cool.
The adventure starts from here, and let me tell you, it's going to be one adventure we're never going to forget.
I will say that I think we're going to die, but I really honestly do believe that we've got a very good chance of dying there.
Do you?
Yeah, it's cold. This is really cold. We, you know, and we're incompetent. Oh, shit.
Incompetent?
Yeah.
Wow, look, we've got...
Fortunately, we have snowshoes.
We've got some snow. Hey, we can pull our equipment. We've just got to get some wolves, tame them, and...
Should play some tennis.
We have chapati maker.
Huge!
Huge chapati.
The terrain is dangerous, so their progress will be carefully checked. Each team is equipped with a satellite telephone and a tracking beacon. They're also being secretly monitored by local rangers hidden in the hills beyond. As the sun goes down, the temperature plummets to -20, and the teams retreat into their tents.
Oh, gear off.
We could just be in Scotland.
We may actually be in Scotland. We just don't know.
It's just a hoax.
It's
No.
not a big hoax.
We're going to get it early, and we're going to make tracks.
We are.
Hopefully before any of the other teams, because we are going to beat the pants off them.
Right, our plan of action tomorrow is get up early, have hot breakfast, and start the journey, yeah?
What journey? This is it. I thought we're here. We're done now, aren't we? We're lost. Isn't that the objective?
Right, we need to sort all this out double quick.
We've got to get going, man. We really have to get going. I want to bloody well win.
Paul and Mags are the first to load their sleds and strap on their snowshoes. From the outset, they intend to set the pace. They head west, following the tracks of the skidoos which drop them off. Soon they spot a mast and decide to walk towards it in the hope of finding civilization. James climbs a ridge to get his bearings.
It's a pretty amazing view up here, to be honest with you. It's incredible. Absolutely beautiful. Quite scared now as well.
The teams are crossing a frozen lake. They are, literally, walking on water. Ray and Sue are struggling to keep up with the others and gradually slip behind.
We're on water. Hurry up. Suze, keep walking, don't stop.
Oh, Ray, I can't go on.
Come on. You can't be giving me this now, come
My
on.
legs really am tired.
No, come on, push, you got to burn, man. You got to burn, come on. This is nothing, we're not even started, it's only the first day.
Up ahead, Paul and Mags clock their first signs of life.
Can you see it? There's loads of them! I reckon that's a skidoo with 2 sleds. They're not
You
there.
reckon there's a skidoo track up and down there? Or there's a road as well? I think it's a road.
Come on, let's press... Oh, shit, let's press on, man.
There are no roads for hundreds of miles, but Paul and Mags are the first to attract the attention of a passing skidoo.
Stop! Hello!
Hey, speak English, for bonjour, don't say? English, here's my thank you.
What country are we in?
Where are we?
What country are we in?
Where are we exactly?
Are we in Canada? Are we in Canada?
We're in Canada, right?
Yeah.
We're in Quebec.
We're in Quebec.
Okay.
Please, can you give us a lift? Yeah. Please, thank you.
We've got to go down.
The teams have been dropped on the remote coastline of the province of Quebec in Canada. They're 10 miles away from an isolated settlement called Saint-Augustin. From here, they must continue their journey overland. Flying will not be permitted until they have completed a 4,000-mile trek across the continent to Los Angeles, where they can pick up money towards a flight home.
Okay. I hope to see James's face at the moment.
Paul and Mags are the first to escape the frozen lake and head towards Saint-Augustin. This remote fishing village is completely cut off in winter. The sea and lakes that surround it are frozen for 6 months of the year. The only link to the outside world is a skidoo trail which leads to the nearest road, 200 miles away. Paul and Mags are so determined to maintain their lead, they decide to bypass the village and stick to the skidoo trail in the hope of picking up another lift.
Top guys.
James and Sarah, who have also hitched a ride on a passing skidoo, decide to head into town. Their plan? To go straight to the top.
I like it. I like it.
This is the municipality office where the mayor and them work. Well, you go in there and talk to them and...
They might help us out.
Oh, they'll help you, guaranteed.
Yeah.
They hope the mayor will use his influence to get them a skidoo lift out of town.
It's the mayor's office.
But the news is not too good.
Snowmobiles traveling, like a couple of weeks ago or something, well, I mean, you could hitch a ride there with no problem. But this time of the year, there's not too many people traveling. Because there's lots of streams and brooks and the ice are breaking. It's very dangerous. Very, very.
Especially with a big old sled on the back.
Yeah. We nearly went through the
I
ice
mean,
yesterday.
if you were been dropped anywhere, except
That's
here,
the whole point that we've been dropped here, though, do you understand?
Yeah,
you
exactly.
are dropped in the most remote area in all the province of Quebec right now. The most.
Amazing.
It couldn't be any worse.
Amazing.
It couldn't be any worse.
In winter, the fishing village of Saint-Augustin is in hibernation, so the mayor has plenty of time to treat James and Sarah to lunch.
Everyone having the blue?
What is the blue?
What's the blue?
The bat blue.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. Of course. Ask a silly question. Oh, absolutely, without question.
Yeah.
Beer.
You suffer and...
Outside, Ray and Sue have finally arrived, and Sue offers anything in return for another lift.
I'll snug you all.
22. You might be able to let your ride in because he comes out fishing from the next town.
Do you want a cigarette?
No, I don't smoke.
Joy. You can have 2 kisses.
Better yet.
Okay, I'm going to sleep with you then, because you're such a hard bargainer.
The next staging post is a cabin 10 miles along the trail.
No, we're going
No,
to the
we're
cabin.
going to the cabin.
Oh, wait.
This guy's taking us to the cabin.
Right, okay. Are you?
Yeah.
You guys
They
rock.
rock. You rock.
You guys rock.
You rock, man.
All right.
After 3 hours slog on foot, Paul and Mags are still in the lead, but not for much longer. Sue and Ray are heading out on the skidoo trail and will soon catch up with them.
Hey, Bible! Hey, I love my kayak!
I hope those bastards aren't on there. Please let not be the team. Oh, shit, you know it is. It's Suze. Susan Ray.
You're surprised that they did that? That's the highlight of their bloody year, probably their life. It's all right, it's just way early in the game. Remember, numero uno, 8.
James and Sarah are heading in the same direction. They persuaded the mayor to assemble a convoy of 4 skidoos to take them as far as possible along the trail.
Shit. My feet are completely full of water.
But spring has come early, and by the end of the afternoon, the trail is turning to slush, and their gear is getting soaked. Ray and Sue have reached their home for the night.
This is our studio flat in Canada, apparently. Kitchen, bed. Come this way. Toilet. See? Perfect. This is just in case it gets too much, you can hang yourself. Come cloakroom. Perfect. Oh, look. Mini bar. This is the mini bar. This is our home. Welcome.
Within half an hour of settling into their cabin, Ray and Sue get a visit from some uninvited guests. James and Sarah are cold and wet, but Ray is in no mood for entertaining.
Is that... Can we all sleep in there?
Sorry. I'm sorry, but it's not happening.
Check it out. Look at this. Look at this. Just point the camera in there. It's my rucksack. Look, you can see the little thing saying James there. Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Right, guys, we're going to have to get up really
I would like it to be known that there is a direct intrusion on our space at this stage.
Let's get your stuff hanging up. Let's just get our stuff inside.
No, hang on, just put my stuff. Hang on, before you bring any of your shit inside, sort my gear out first.
Hang on, mate, just let me get our stuff in.
Bullets, sort my gear out first.
Listen. I tell you what, they were here first, okay? Let them...
Yeah, that's right, and we got right away, so I'm telling you, sort my gear out first.
Let's just let you do
right.
stuff.
Bullets, you're not bringing nothing else in. Fuck yous, you're not bringing nothing else in yet, until I sort myself out. Fucking come in now, you bastards. Wankers, man.
We'll have to sleep here tonight. I can't. Everything I have is wet. My feet are getting freezing cold. Do you know what I mean? That's ridiculous. He's going to calm down in a second, or he's obviously turning into some sort of maniac. Good choice.
After half an hour, James eventually manages to talk his way back inside.
Take your water outside, man.
No, mate, come on, calm down, for fuck's sake.
I'm barging in, knocking
No, it's not. This is not your house.
It's not that. We were here first. Do you not appreciate what we're trying to do here?
I do. I completely appreciate. You're trying to dry out your stuff, and we all are. But at the same time, I'm trying to hold on to my toes before they come off. Do you know what I mean?
Come off, man. Behave.
7 miles back down the trail, Paul and Mags have found a place to shelter for the night when a passing local appears.
Hello! How are you, sir?
Not too bad.
What's your name?
Terry.
How are you, Terry? We're stuck.
Yeah?
I don't suppose you've got 7 skidoos and lots of trailers, have you? We've got a bit of kit that we need. We need to get to the next town. Where are you going?
Paul and Mags are eager to push on while there's still light, but Terry suggests a rather different strategy.
What's the whole show
But
about?
I'll tell you
Is
one
talking
thing.
to
You
people.
made one mistake. If I be you, you got 2 choices. You might think you're going backwards, but you could be going forward. Yes, when the mayor passes back with the other girls, jump on and go in town, and organize your trip before you left.
Yeah.
That's what you should have done in the village.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people would organize. Okay, tomorrow morning we'll take you right to the Bachelor.
Yeah.
This evening they're dropping you off halfway nowhere.
Yeah.
After a quick start, Paul and Mags are stuck on the trail in the middle of nowhere. The other 2 teams have hitched rides to the survival cabin. It's one of many refuges along the trail. Paul and Mags decide to hitch a ride back into town on the mayor's skidoos. From there, they hope to organize a lift to the beginning of the road at Natashquan. When they arrive in town, a hotel offers them a free room for the night. All that remains is to organize transport for the next morning. Mags presses the owner to get on the case immediately.
So, who do you think is the best person to talk to try and get a lift early in the morning to La Tabatière? Is there anyone you can think of? Because it's the first thing we need to do before we can relax or anything. Is find this lift. It's the most important thing, Andre.
With a little more persuasion, the manager reluctantly gets on the phone.
We've realised it's not about survival, it's about people.
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun. We learned a very, very big lesson today.
You know it's the truth.
Early in the morning, probably we could try.
After a few calls, the hotel manager finds someone prepared to give them a lift. Aurel will take them on the 200-mile skidoo ride to the nearest road for $150.
Bye-bye.
It's all coming together, isn't it?
Wicked.
It's all coming together.
Oh.
Oh, come on, you didn't doubt it, really, did you?
Word has got out that some foreigners are stranded at the cabin, so some locals have gone to check out just how desperate they are for a ride.
Cool drink of bourbon. Oh, yeah.
Hey!
Here you go.
Oh, yeah, man.
This is juice for the road.
Oh, that is heaven.
Do you mind me singing any?
Ways ahead.
That is really good. It's alcohol.
A few swigs of the local homebrew soon loosens any inhibitions.
Oh, please, God, they say just go home.
Easy. I've got them.
After
the locals have left, James berates the girls for their behaviour.
No, but yeah, do you know what I mean? I'm saying that you're gonna, you're flirting in the, in the middle of the night with incredibly pissed men. That's not good in London.
Outside, Sarah is finding James's attitude exasperating.
I want to get excited about it, and I want to have a giggle and have a laugh, be silly and mess around and whatever. I don't want to take it all too seriously, because it's fun, and I don't want to make it feel stupid that I'm having a bit of a laugh doing it. And James is making me feel like really immature, which I know perhaps I shouldn't care, but anyway.
By daybreak, Paul and Mags are already on the trail. While the temperature is below freezing, they hope to skate across the newly formed ice. But only a few miles out of town, conditions are far worse than they feared. The crust of ice is not thick enough to support the weight of the skidoo and all their gear. They release the skidoo from the sinking sled. They are not in danger because there's a much thicker bed of ice beneath the slush. But with everything sinking, they are stranded. Could this be the end of the trail for Paul and Mags?
Use your fucking mind.
Can Sarah and James's relationship get any frostier?
You're having a go at me at every other hurdle.
I'm not having a go at you at all. I've never had a go at you.
You have.
And will Ray and Sue break down the language barrier?
Do you know anyone who speaks English?
Huh?
After a long blindfolded journey, 3 teams have been dropped in the frozen wilderness of the northeast coast of Canada. With only 3 days' survival rations and $150 in their pockets, they've begun a 10,000-mile race back to London. The nearest road is almost 200 miles away, and the quickest way to get there is by skidoo. Spring has come early this year, and the ice is melting fast. Unless they can reach the road before a complete meltdown, they will be trapped for weeks. Sue and Ray have a happy-go-lucky approach. After a slow start, they were the first to make it to a survival cabin on the Skidoo Trail.
Do you know what? I am completely knackered.
2 times champion James and his new teammate Sarah have got off to a tough start. When their gear got soaking wet, they were forced to head for the very same survival cabin, that Ray and Sue had claimed for themselves.
Is that... Can we all sleep in there?
Sorry. I'm sorry, but it's not happening.
Let's just get our stuff inside.
No, hang on, just put my stuff. Hang on, before you bring any of your shit inside, sort my gear out first.
This is not your house.
It's not that, we were here first.
Paul and Mags are the most competitive team, but by the end of the first day, they were trailing in third place. In a desperate attempt to take the lead, they set off before dawn, hoping the freezing overnight temperatures would have produced more ice. But their plan backfired when they sank into the slush. Paul and Mags are stuck on a skidoo trail 4 miles out of St. Augustine. 6 miles ahead, at the survival cabin, the other two teams are trying to persuade locals to take them by skidoo to the nearest road 200 miles away at Natashquan. From there, they must travel overland across the continent to Los Angeles, where they will pick up money towards a flight back to London. Paul and Mags are struggling to save their skidoo from sinking further into the slush. Having freed the skidoo, they must now salvage their gear. Fortunately, another skidoo comes to the rescue. Their savior manages to pull out the sledge and put Paul and Mags back in the race.
Praise the Lord Jesus. I've just become a religious man.
At the cabin, Ray and Sue are being offered a skidoo ride, if they can agree a price.
Great deal, to be quite honest.
I'm pretty well sure we can make Natashquan tonight. Okay. But how much is it going to cost you? You're not going to get anybody for free, that's for sure.
No,
and I'm taking a gamble. I'm taking an IOU.
Absolutely, go on.
I don't think I'm going to get a guy less than $500.
We haven't got $500.
They reassure Leo that they will find the money somehow.
We'll try.
$100 to take us. Where the hell's it going?
No, I don't think we should pay for anything.
I know, I don't.
I'm not going
We just go as far as we can.
No,
Same.
I'm going to use my beauty and skill. Anyway, with skill anyway.
Paul and Mags are going flat out to catch up with the other teams. They overtake James and Sarah, who've hitched a ride on a passing skidoo. The race gathers pace as all three teams try to make the road before meltdown.
This is a big dip of massive. This is not for the faint-hearted, and please don't try this at home.
The teams move further into French-speaking Quebec, and after travelling 200 miles by skidoo, they're glad to see the first signs of civilization.
Human life! House! Huge! Woo! Hello, people! Ray is in town! Come to me, people!
Ray and Sue are the first to reach the roadhead settlement, where they soon meet some Montagne Indians, who make up the majority of the local population.
Enough respect to the Mossy, man. Touch me. Touch. Respect, man. Yes, see that? I'm introducing culture here, you know? Don't know what kind of culture, but I'm introducing a culture here. Enough respect.
Natashquan is coming out of hibernation. The winters here are bitterly cold, with temperatures as low as -40. During these months, there is little work for the 5,000 people who live round here. Apart from sinking the odd beer or two, there's not a lot to do. The big thaw is underway, but it takes several weeks for life to get back to normal. For the teams, there will be little traffic on the road.
Oh, God, look at that. That's a lifesaver, that, isn't it?
Run to the car, Ray.
Hello. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Natashquan. Toi? Logage?
What?
Ray and Sue have got a lift from the beginning of the road into the centre of town. But first they must shake off Leo, who wants to be paid for the skidoo ride.
Merci beaucoup. We'll see you later, Leo. We're going to hook up with you in Natasquan, okay?
This is cool, man.
Jesus, blessed relief, thank God. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Means thank God.
Ray and Sue are the only team who do not speak French, which could prove quite a handicap as they head deeper into Quebec.
Do you know anyone who speaks English? Parlez-vous anglais?
No, speak English.
You know, no. Somebody else? Friend? Perhaps a friend now.
Jean-Luc decides to take them to the tourist office where English is spoken.
Hello, parlez-vous anglais?
They want to persuade the tourist officer to organise a lift out of town.
We're just like at your disposal now, mate.
Okay, what your only hope?
Tom, have a seat. Have a seat. You can't think on your feet. Suze, yeah. The coffee's been sorted.
While Ray and Sue commandeer the tourist office, the other teams arrive in town. Paul and Mag's driver agrees to take some of their gear instead of cash.
Thank your family as well.
Yeah, well.
Okay?
James has to cough up $150, which is a third of their kitty.
$145. Give us a $5 discount. You have everything.
So when he discovers Sarah has been buying pretzels, he blows his top.
Use your fucking mind.
I spent $2.
No, don't.
I understand, but there's just a nice way of saying.
Don't, though. That's the thing.
I do understand, James.
I'm not going to treat you with kid gloves, Sarah. We're meant to be a team. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
And we're meant to-
exactly.
at the same time,
But
I'm not-
having a
it's
go
not-
at me at every
I'm not
other
trying to seduce you
hurdle.
to a nightclub. I'm not having a go at you at all. I've never had a go at you.
You have.
While James and Sarah argue, Paul and Mags hitch a lift out of town.
Salut! Est-ce que... Ah oui, est-ce que c'est possible pour soit personne? We've got a lift.
Have we got a lift?
Got to have...
They've got a 4-hour ride to the regional capital, Sept-Îles. James and Sarah call in at the local hotel, where James phones his father in New York. He hopes to persuade him to pick them up in Canada.
I'm based directly above you. Well, do you want to come and get us? Just New York. We'll come to New York. We'll spend the night in New York, have a shower, and sort ourselves out, and then we'll go on from there. Or we'll have to just carry on. I mean, thanks for your help. I'm your only son. No, you don't have to drive. You don't have to drive. It's just, can't you get a drive to come and get us?
His father insists he makes his own way to New York. But James still intends to work on his father to help pay their way across America. In the hotel bar, Sarah is having better luck. She's just met a couple who are heading home after a skidooing holiday, and they live close to the American border, over 600 miles away. They agree to give them a lift, the whole way. By the end of the day, Ray and Sue are still in Natashquan, staying with the tourist officer. Paul and Mags have travelled 180 miles to Sept-Îles. And James and Sarah are driving on through the night towards Montreal, Quebec's biggest city. Paul and Mags are having trouble getting a lift out of Sept-Îles, so they've phoned local news stations to publicise their plight. A TV crew turns up to check out the story.
Chicago, and eventually we need to get to Venice Beach, LA before we can fly back to London. All of this with no money, so we're relying on the hospitality of Canadian and American people.
At midnight, after nearly 20 hours on the road, they finally call it a day when they're offered a bed for the night.
I would have been overjoyed if we could get a lift tonight. Overjoyed. But we had to give it a go. That could have given us a really big lead. So we tried and it didn't pull off, so we just keep trying. We're not going to give up, so. The race is officially on now. Officially on.
Tom has just come in now, and like this chap Jean-Luc, who we first met initially as soon as we got off the skidoos, he's phoned apparently at some point last night or this morning, and he said he's coming to pick us up and he's going to drop us straight down to Sept-Îles, which is an absolute godsend, mate. 'Cause that puts us back in the race big time. Big up, massive.
After saying goodbye to Tom's family, Ray and Sue hit the road with Jean-Luc.
I believe in miracles. You sexy thing. I believe in miracles. Since you came along, you sexy thing. Touch me. You sexy thing.
Please, please, goodbye! Ha-ha! I unleash the secret weapon, the hat of love. Is the hat of love the thing or what? I mean, who wouldn't give this man a lift or what? Once again, thank you so much for your beeping.
No! We're not getting disheartened. Hitting is always hard.
After 3 hours, their perseverance pays off. They've got a lift halfway to Montreal, but the weather is deteriorating fast. The driving conditions are extremely treacherous, as they are about to find out.
Tools and walking in a straight line, maybe 200 meters. 200.
Oh!
Speed.
Travelling too fast for the icy conditions, Paul and Mag's car lurches into a skid.
Speed.
I'm not even pressing up the gas, nothing.
For a few terrifying seconds, the driver completely lost control.
Hey, hard stay where you are.
Master! Master of the road.
Oh, we nearly had rather a large crash then.
I wouldn't have cared if I was alone, but when somebody else is with me, I try not to take anybody else.
We have faith in you, Paulie.
I don't like driving in snowstorms.
I must admit, I'm not too happy about you driving in snowstorms either.
A huge blizzard is sweeping up the coast from the south. Snowplows are struggling to keep the road open, but as 2 feet of snow are expected to fall, the road will eventually be closed. James and Sarah are 200 miles ahead of the others.
We're going to hit some snow bad, probably.
They hope they can make it through before the road is shut.
But apparently, where's the road closed?
Paul and Mags make it as far as Les Escumins, which is halfway to Montreal, but that's it for the night.
The road is closed.
It was when they last checked, you never know.
Nobody said it was supposed to be easy though, did they?
They get straight to work in the town's motel, trying to secure a lift for when the road reopens. When their story suddenly appears on the evening news, their fellow stranded travelers share their excitement.
Ils sont pressés, ils doivent arriver en Californie avant les autres équipes qui les suivent très près. L'équipe gagnante reçoit $10 000 et une participation à une autre course 2 semaines plus tard.
So, I mean, I love doing crazy things anyway.
Ils espéraient encore continuer leur
chemin. 200 miles behind, Ray and Sue are in Sept-Îles, where the road is still open. After 3 hours trying to get a lift, they've met up with David, who has heard about the lost race on the radio.
That's it? I thought it was damn ridiculous, you know, that the guys that dropped up in the North Shore blah, 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 in the snow. Jeez, that was weird. Boy.
Crazy people.
Yeah, they're crazy. I've got to be crazy.
Which news did you hear? Was it last night or today?
I think it was last night, I think it was.
Last night?
I think it was, yeah.
Shortly after leaving, the storm hits.
Bad, I tell you. On the North Shore, this is bad. I'm just going with my knowledge of this road, that's all.
It's frightening. I've never seen it so bad.
If you could see what was around you, you'd see what was bad.
Yeah.
There's a cliff on my right and the water on my left side. So we're in the middle of nowhere right now.
While they continue driving through the night, back at the motel in Les Escumins, Paul and Mags are getting 5-star treatment since their TV appearance. They are being wined and dined by the manager.
This is Pierre, the proprietor.
Drum roll. Then Mags gets a phone call from a complete stranger with an incredible offer.
À Montreal, à California. Oh no! We've got a guy called Francois on the phone. He says that he's ready to drive from Montreal to California, especially for us, so that we are the winning team. It's absolutely incredible. He's just rung up. I don't even know how he knows we're at this restaurant. It just seems like the whole world knows where we are and what we're doing.
You've got to wonder what kind of person has all this time and says, oh, you know what? I think I'll go 5,000 miles across town in my car, just for a laugh.
To celebrate their good fortune, a local school choir puts on a special recital for them. Paul and Mags are confident. They know that no traffic has made it south since the road closed, and they have seen no sign of the other teams. While they hole up for the night in Les Escumins, Ray and Sue almost catch up. The storm stops them only 30 miles behind at Forestville. But James and Sarah succeed in beating the storm and make it as far as Freligsburg, 300 miles further on.
Hi there. We want to find out about trains going from Montreal to New York City. Today, if possible.
You're going to be such a
Oh,
star.
shit,
I'm going to
I
have to send you a tape.
Today's train from Montreal to New York has already gone. But as James is convinced they have a substantial lead, he's not that worried.
That's great. Thanks a lot. Bye. Well, there we go. We're in good shape. So we can either, I mean,
That is good.
we can either hitch from Montreal or get a train tomorrow morning.
That's your best deal, guy. Take it easy, relax, enjoy the train. Have a martini on the rocks there, choo choo choo.
And I can, I can get an injection of cash once we get to New York as well. We'll be in New York by tomorrow night. We can get a train from New York to Denver, maybe to Boulder or something. I can see if I can persuade someone to drive from LA to Denver. That's a long way. It's about 1,000 miles. But they could probably fly there, went to Winnebago, and then go from there. Or to ring.
With their great train plan in place, they have the rest of the day to relax.
Are you being nice to me? My God, this is the most affectionate you've been the whole time. You must be in a good mood. Don't worry, I won't last. It's team bonding.
I held it for 3 days. In the petrol station.
Ray and Sue are now only 20 minutes behind Paul and Mags. Their driver, Philippe, is going all the way to Montreal.
I'm alright. Do you know what? How are you feeling?
Do you know, that's the first bloody time you've asked me since I've been here.
I know, I just thought...
I'm not asking how you are.
Considering the fact that we slept together twice.
3 times, actually.
Is it 3 times?
It's the 3rd time.
Oh my God.
I keep getting a little nervous thing in the morning.
Why?
I don't know, like a giddly feeling in my stomach. It's like a funny, like, first date, or you're just about to take an exam, or you're just about to perform on stage in your school play. It's just a really nervous feeling. I get that every morning.
The bottom line on it, Suze, is we've had our ups and we've had our downs. It's not
we've had our downs, we've had quite a few downs.
Do you reckon?
In downs of, like, as soon as we find out where the other teams are, we just go quiet. Yeah, it's like a...
Just ahead of them, Paul and Mags are also being driven to Montreal. Andre, a local businessman, not only gives them a lift, but takes them to his office so they can contact the mysterious Francois, who offered to drive them to Los Angeles.
Bonsoir, est-ce que François est là? Ah, bon, ça va? Bonsoir, c'est Max. Oui, nous sommes arrivés à New avons arrivé à Montréal? Oui. Est-ce que c'est encore d'accord pour le voyage?
Mags is having difficulties understanding François, so hands the phone over to André.
François, mon nom c'est André. Moi, j'ai pris les gens au Cap de la Madeleine. Je les ai montés à Montréal. OK. OK. Bye. He's very disappointed because he called his boss last night and he's getting back to work Wednesday.
Oh, so disappointing. Back to square one.
Okay, I'm sorry for you. Very sorry.
Andre drives a very dejected team round to the apartment of one of Paul's old friends, who happens to live in Montreal.
I know it's a downer that we've been dropped by Francois. It's big time. But
It's just an emotional roller coaster, the whole thing. I mean, all today we're like, yeah, I'm sure we're in front, but most of the time we weren't.
At least they have a place to crash out and recover from the setback.
How are you? Good.
Welcome to Canada.
Thank you again.
Yeah. Thank you, Sabrina, so much.
I was waiting for you guys. I'm going to go. Do you want beer? Do you want wine? What do you want to eat? What do you want to drink?
Before they can relax, they must come up with a new plan.
One of the reasons we're in this spot, the primary reason, is because we didn't sit down.
Yeah,
As we discussed before, remember we discussed it in the beginning. Let's sit down and strategize, and we didn't.
I agree with the strategy of we can't hitch from one small hick.
Yeah, you're right. It makes sense. Yeah.
On the other side of town, Ray and Sue are on a roll. They've managed to get a lift to Toronto, 240 miles west, which puts them in the lead.
Oh, I can't believe I laughed.
After being dropped, they test their luck further by seeing if they can blag a free meal. But they receive a cool reception from the manager.
Can you turn that off, please? Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
We're not here. So I'm not at liberty to be able to give you anything free anyway. Like fries or anything. Unfortunately, that's the policy.
Okay.
They fail to get a free meal, but manage to negotiate a free room for the night. They may be hungry, but at least they have 2 king-sized beds.
Free continental breakfasts as well.
Buoyed by their success, Ray goes to reception to call the local radio station.
Let me get this right. You're hoping that one of my listeners will offer to give you a lift to Detroit.
That's right, yeah.
Wow.
Or LA, that's our point of destination, yeah. Initially we have to get to LA and then our tickets are waiting for us to get a flight back to UK. And it's the first team back to the UK wins the competition.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Indeed.
Well, I think you're going to be SOL on that, my friend.
SOL?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Shit out of luck.
TV station that's had us on the news before, just trying to get some attention about trying to get lifts because we seem a bit stuck here in Montreal. So we're going to go on live TV now at 7 o'clock and sort of tell everyone what we're doing, an update, and make a plea for anyone either that's going to Vancouver or that's going like a further distance than Toronto or Chicago. We've made a team decision that the only way we're going to win is to make large distances rather than keep doing small little jigsaw pieces. We're never going to get there.
Paul is back at his friend Sabrina's flat, where after a quick shave, he works his way through Yellow Pages, calling all the long-haul trucking companies to see if they can be added to the cargo. At the TV station, Mags is ready to go on air and show Quebec how French is really spoken.
Se rendre le plus rapidement possible en Californie sans utiliser l'avion. Et on reçoit ce matin une des participantes, Mags Allen. Bonjour Mags.
Salut Gilles.
Dites-moi, d'abord, c'est tout un défi de se rendre en Californie.
Oui, Californie est la destination pour les équipes. Oui.
Vous avez très peu de moyens, $100. Et les gens vous aident beaucoup en ce moment?
Les gens de la paix?
California.
Les gens que vous rencontrez sur la route,
Ouais.
dans votre voyage,
Ouais.
ils sont sympathiques, ils vous aident.
Ah oui, 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 c'est magnificent, hein? Les gens de la paix, le Canada, c'est super. Tout le monde nous aide et c'est formidable. Hein? Je suis très content. Hein? C'est formidable. Ouais.
Paul and Mags have decided to sit it out in Montreal until they get one big lift all the way to LA. Ray and Sue continue their short hops and are heading towards Detroit. James and Sarah are travelling by train to New York City.
It's not the way you stare at me with such
Don't say longing, because it's not true.
total love. Sort of love. It's sort of love combined with worship and lust.
I got a bit stuck on the last bit though, James. Got a bit stuck on the last bit.
You're stuck on the last bit.
Yeah.
You're feeling horny or something, is that why? When was the last time you got some?
It's not answering questions like that.
It's been 5 hours since Mags's breakfast TV appeal for a ride to LA, but there's been no response.
It's just so frustrating. You know, one way it might pay off, staying and replanning, regrouping, planning ahead. And as try as we might, we just haven't achieved anything. Nearly achieved anything. People say they're going to ring you back and they don't, and it's just waiting. You can't just wait and sit by the phone for 2 days. That's the thing. Oh. Hello, Sabrina's phone. So what? So you've got 12 trucks going out. Sorry, is that all? Is that all the way? That's from Montreal all the way to LA. Oh, that's absolutely amazing. Okay, thank you, Steve. Thank you. Bye bye. Oh my God, there are 12 trucks leaving tonight. It's been given the okay, but the only thing is, only one person in each truck. He's got to ask all of the drivers now to see whether they don't mind. That's the only thing. And he's going to get back to us. The trucks are leaving tonight. They'll be arriving straight through to LA. They'll be arriving in LA on Wednesday. That's good news. That's really good news. That's fantastic news. I'm getting so stressed here. Oh, it's amazing. I never thought it would be this stressful. It's amazing. And when you think about it, the challenge is so hard that it's crazy that I didn't think about the stress levels before. I just thought, oh yeah, an amazing, you know, it'd be absolutely amazing. Drop nowhere in the world. Oh yeah, I'm up for that. But when you really get here, it's like, it's really hard. It's not a joyride at all. And in fact, many times you think, why the hell am I doing this? Because you say, oh my God.
Just on the off chance they make...
Shortly afterwards, Paul's friend Sabrina drives them over to the trucking depot.
It just goes to show you, you know, we sat down, we got an overview, we got direction, and we got a principal plan. And because we didn't just jump out on the street and chase after the blue team with the thumbs out and try and get stop-start, I mean, I can imagine, I'm not sure, but I can imagine the blue team, right, they're in Toronto now. The next step, right, we're in Toronto, we've got to somehow get from Toronto to Detroit or to Chicago. And they're trying to blag their way, which they more than likely will be able to do, from A to B. But they're not going to make the full jump, I hope they're not going to make the full jump as we just have.
So right now we're going over the Detroit River.
Oh!
Ray and Sue are crossing the Detroit River from Canada into the United States.
That's the first entrance you make into the United States?
Yes, it is.
Great, thank you.
We're officially in Detroit.
We're in America! We're in the States!
You are in the States, yes.
Alex, who picked them up in Toronto, has invited them to stay the night in his apartment. He calls friends to see if he can find them a lift to Chicago, 250 miles west.
We've got 2 mentions.
You guys need help?
Yes. Well, how do you know anyone who could get them to Chicago?
I was just there. I wouldn't mind going back.
Jason?
Yes?
If you give us a lift and we exchange it for love, we've got a whole lot of love in this room.
We've got a lot of love in this room. Nothing but love for you, baby. Hello.
It's really spontaneous the way we're doing it, because I know probably the other teams are like planning, you know, oh yeah, we should do this and we should do that. And I think we've just been very fortunate with the contacts we've made. And my God, you know, you meet people, you meet nice people, and they have contacts, and it really does pay off. No point being selfish. It gets you nowhere in this world. Really. Trust me. I'm living it.
At the trucking depot, Paul and Mags are introduced to their drivers. And as they have become minor celebrities in Quebec, local TV is there to see them off. Only one person is allowed in each truck, but the company has agreed to let the trucks travel in convoy so the team can stay together.
This place is bigger than my apartment. I think I'll move in here. It's lovely.
Each truck has a crew of 2 drivers, enabling them to travel non-stop on the 2,900-mile journey to Los Angeles. It should only take them 2.5 days. The red team has gone straight from the hard shoulder into the fast lane. On the train to New York, James's attitude to Sarah appears to have softened.
James, I'm suddenly hating me now. Want to see my breath?
You're not wearing a bra.
I know, because you just challenged me to go and take something off.
Challenge you to flash the train.
No, you didn't.
Just go around.
No, you didn't.
Everyone here is going to give us $2 and you get a 10 one for each. Maybe
They're worth a lot more than that.
But you know, in your defence, there you are incredibly pretty.
Fuck off.
There you are, though. You are.
Don't patronise me.
Actually, you've got a beautiful face.
I think you're just feeling guilty because you're so mean to me at the beginning. So by trying to be nice to me now, it kind of you think it's going to redeem yourself. The thing is, you think I'm incredibly pretty and I'm very nice, whereas you're neither.
When they arrive in New York, they meet James's father at the family apartment on 5th Avenue and head out for a light dinner.
Well,
oh my God.
Bloody hell. You can't argue with that. This is the best lobster in New York, and you cannot argue with that. But it's 2 of them. I thought it was always shaped like, Jesus, look at the size of the thing.
Aren't we lucky?
We're on 5th Avenue, walking back, had a couple of drinks. It's cost us very, very little so far. And now we're going to go back and get some kit. Well, play your cards, right?
Back at the apartment, Sarah reflects on why James is turning on the charm.
Well, 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 hasn't it all changed now? I might have guessed, is all I can say. James was such an arsehole at the beginning. He was just so cruel and so rude. He was on a real mission to just degrade me the whole time and show me up and make me like a complete dappy cow. And then all of a sudden we have this change of heart. It's like, I might have guessed. Yeah, I do think, and I mean this in a non-ag way, I do think James is trying to pull me because of some of the things that he said. He's just the biggest turnaround ever. It's quite funny. It's good, it's much nicer he's being like this, so I wonder how long it will last.
Exploiting a loophole in the rules, James has persuaded his father to buy them first-class train tickets as far as Denver.
My father very kindly has bought us a train ticket, but only halfway. On the grounds that's against the spirit of things to sort of just give us a train ticket the whole way. So
that's all I imagine right now.
Yeah. Competitive spirit is flagging slightly.
Your competitive spirit?
A smidge.
Or 2.
Well, I'm extremely competitive. Perhaps I can take it.
Yes, can't you come
Do
and
the
say
last
James?
leg.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit on the train, but no. I'm with you in spirit.
Yeah.
Before leaving town, James calls in on some of his old school chums in the hope of raising some pocket money.
Arsehole.
No, you should be good on that one.
Is that your wallet? Is that your wallet there?
How much do you need?
Do you make a contribution? Go on, I'm so skinned. Look at licking his thumb.
One.
One will do. Do you mind? Is that all right?
Well, two.
You can't. That really is generous. We've now been actually fortunate. I wish to go in all the offices. Who else do I know here? So a bit of a thing.
As the race intensifies, can Ray and Sue keep up the momentum? Or will it all end in tears?
Oh, gosh.
Can Paul and Mags cope with being stuck in trucks for 60 hours?
I see you, baby. Shaking that ass.
Or will they lose the plot completely? And can James make it third time lucky?
These are my luckiest picnickers.
Or will he be luckier in love?
I didn't realise how nice you were. And pretty. And here.
After a long, blindfolded journey, 3 teams have been dropped in the frozen wilderness of the northeast coast of Canada. With only 3 days' survival rations and $150 to their name, they have begun a 10,000-mile race back to London. They traveled 200 miles by skidoo on the first leg of their journey across the North American continent. Sue and Ray have hopped from place to place, relying on people to help them out. And so far, this happy-go-lucky approach has paid off. Lost veteran James and his new partner Sarah like to travel in style. They were so keen to avoid hitchhiking that they blew a 300-mile lead by waiting 24 hours to catch the next train to New York. Once there, James planned to persuade his father and friends to help them out. Paul and Mags, despite being fiercely competitive, were trailing in third place. They decided the only way to achieve victory was to plan one big lift all the way to LA. After Mags went on breakfast television, their gamble paid off. A long-haul trucking company let them ride in a convoy bound for Los Angeles. Sue and Ray were the first to cross the US border and are now heading for Chicago. Hard on their heels, Paul and Mags are racing down the highway in their convoy of trucks. James and Sarah have reached New York and are planning to take the railroad west. Flying is not allowed on this trip until they reach Los Angeles. All 3 teams are heading for a locker on Venice Beach. Inside will be money towards an air ticket back to London. Ray and Sue are still 60 miles short of Chicago and decide to try their luck on CB radio.
What you got right here?
We're trying to get to LA. We need assistance. Over.
I copy that.
Can you assist? Over.
No.
A driver at the truck stop takes pity on them and offers to put out a call.
I got a female and 2 guys. They're from London, and they're on a race with 2 other teams going to LA. They're hitchhiking and using any means of transportation to get to LA American style. Well, bud, if you got the shovel for it, I'm sure you put it out too.
They abandon CB in favor of a more traditional approach, the thumb.
I've seen people on the motorway enough times, and I never thought I'd be doing it myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, it's a wicked shot, that. Huge.
As Paul and Mags's convoy trucks on, the English passengers provide mobile entertainment for their drivers.
Look at that! Yeah, get out there! I see you, baby! Shaking that ass!
I couldn't see properly because I was videoing. Was it good, Boston?
Really great.
Oh, apparently it's a really nice box. I have to tell Paul. Max for Paul, Max for Paul.
Pull back, pull back.
Liz says that your bottom is superb.
James's father has agreed to buy first-class train tickets to Denver. James discusses the travel arrangements while Sarah finishes packing.
We are having an amazing time, and I could never dispute that. I mean, literally, it's just, it feels like a holiday now. From initially when James said, oh, stop treating this like a holiday, it does feel like a holiday now because we're just enjoying. rather than racing against the clock. And I just got a really nasty feeling that, well, I know that the others, especially Mags and Paul, have like the most horrendous competitive streak, which is good, what you need for something like this. But I've got a feeling that they're going to be hitchhiking and doing, you know, pretty much at any cost to get there ahead of us. And because James has won 2 of them before, kind of got the feeling he's a bit more laid back about the whole thing, and not terribly worried if we win or if we don't win.
We should have tried to go.
Before they leave, James has one last favour to ask his father.
Nice to see you, Sarah.
Any chance of some cash?
What's the story of your life? 28 years of asking me for money.
Just a bit.
The answer's no bollocks. Get on with it. You're in your program. Your program's looking after you, and I can't do any more. I paid your school fees.
That's true. It's the one time I really do need money, though. That's the thing. It is. No, don't worry.
As James and Sarah head off to Grand Central Station, 800 miles west, Sue and Ray have finally got a lift to Chicago. Their driver, Skip, is a born-again Christian.
So I don't have a TV. I've got my Bible right up front there on the dash there. I read my Bible.
I believe there's a God, I tell you, after this trip.
I'll be praying for you. All right. And also,
the preacher man.
And also have the church be praying. I'll call my pastor up and tell him I ran into you guys to be praying for you.
Praying for the blue team.
Blue team?
Yeah.
All right.
The gods are also smiling on Paul and Mags, who are now in the lead.
Oklahoma! We're just about to enter Oklahoma, which is, I think is about our 5th state. And from there on, Texas! Woo!
Paul and Mags's trucks have a crew of 2 drivers, so they've been able to travel non-stop across the states. James and Sarah are cruising towards Chicago, where they'll have to change trains to get to Denver. Ray and Sue have made it to Chicago, but have decided to change their strategy after a string of short lifts. They realize they cannot win by hitching and go to the train station to see if a railroad company might come to their rescue.
You guys don't have any money.
If they pay for the $160 fares to Los Angeles, it will leave them broke. So they go upstairs to plead with head office.
Have we got a backup plan?
We buy tickets. But we see, obviously, if we can get them down. Thank you very much.
Well, I placed a phone call into the man that runs the train that you want to be on. I haven't heard back, so we'll just have to see what he has to say. I don't know how they're going to react, but we'll see.
I mean, but like your sort of gut feeling, how do you think?
Well, my corporate communications contact seems to think it's a fun idea and there should be no harm, no foul, but he doesn't run the train.
Right, okay.
We have to get clearance from the guy that runs the train.
Many thanks again.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Kevin.
Ray and Sue must come back in 1 hour for a final decision. If they don't make it on this train, they'll be out of the race. Their fate rests with the train company.
So vast is America. When they gave us the ultimate goal, as in to travel from St. Augustin in northern Quebec to Venice Beach, it was like, cool, Venice Beach, all right, nice. And it was only until I saw a map and I was like, oh my God. It's a question of luck and strategy. Both of them put together, I think. And tolerance and endurance, you know. You know, it is quite stressful. You don't have any time to relax, basically. If you relax, you lose.
James and Sarah have faith in the relax and win method as they change to the Denver train in Chicago. Unaware that their arch rivals Sue and Ray are at the same station, they settle into their first-class seats.
We might not win, but we're going to make a fortune. We generally have more money than when we arrived. We've got $360, whatever else I've got in my pocket. That's not 20, so $380 we got.
Fine, we'll just pay him 200 quid to...
That is unbelievable, isn't it? 380.
The train for Los Angeles leaves in half an hour, but Ray and Sue are still waiting for an answer.
I feel sick.
Why?
got gnawing in your stomach, have you? Because of the pending decision.
I'm feeling ill. That's what I'm feeling.
Why?
I don't know what's going to happen in the next half an hour.
So
This is the longest half an hour of this trip. This, to me, is a crucial point.
It is a crucial point. Make no mistake, it is 100% crucial. So hence, we are back and Kevin is here.
Kevin is here with the Southwest Chief. Right. And I'll be down there. I'll go.
Great, yeah, it's Greg and Stan's are okay then.
Great.
So we're going to put them on coach.
Oh,
and,
beautiful. See?
But did they let you have identification? Did
We've
you guys
got-
have IDs?
we've got passports.
Passports?
Yeah.
Yeah, can I see those?
Of course you can, yeah.
And then I just need to get the spelling of your names and
No problem.
you'll be on your way.
To LA?
Los Angeles.
Oh my God, Kevin! Champion! Oh my God, thank you very
Doesn't
much.
mean you won
Thank you
yet.
very much.
Don't be counting your chickens.
No, this is good enough for us.
Doesn't mean you won yet. It's about the light.
Yeah, come on, come on. Oh God. You are so... Come on.
Oh, I'm just happy.
Oh gosh.
That's just a relief of relief.
Andrea, many.
Ray and Sue are taken downstairs to pick up their complimentary tickets for Los Angeles.
Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Thanks a lot. Last time I was like this, I physically felt like this was when my little boy was born. Oh my God.
Wednesday in my heart.
On the Denver train, James and Sarah are discussing with the guard how to get to LA and are about to hear some distressing news.
That's a hell of a ride, isn't it?
Survive what?
Just trying to survive generally.
Back to London quickest with only $100 each, and we were dropped off in northern Quebec with a blindfold.
There was somebody got on train 3 that was the same situation, wasn't it?
When?
Really? Today? This afternoon, yeah. Wasn't you guys? Somebody
It's our
else.
teammates, our rivals. There are 3 teams, and we're one of them. And they got on this train?
No, they're on the other train right behind us.
Going where?
Behind us?
Los Angeles. They
Go-
said they gave them $100 too.
Oh, God.
Going all the way to LA, are they? You're joking. This goes to Denver. Shit.
James and Sarah will have to switch trains if they want to stay in the race. They must act quickly, because after the next stop, the trains go their separate ways.
Bye. Thanks so much. Thanks for your help.
The guard organizes free first-class tickets so they can board Ray and Sue's Los Angeles train.
You got it, baby.
It's about the only rushing we've done this entire trip.
As they run for the train, they are spotted by Ray and Sue.
Oh, no, they've seen us!
Oh no.
Damn, they saw us. That's very annoying. That really is a blow, isn't it?
Talk about bad timing.
We were ahead. Oh, I can't believe they're in our bloody train. I can't believe it. That's such timing, that really is. I can't believe it, I can't believe it.
My question is, like, where do they get the money from to transfer? They're on first class. He goes,
From first class to first class. They're on first class there as well. Damned if I lose at this point. I've got so far.
There he is!
James in the house!
The arch rivals pretend to be happy to see each other for the first time since Quebec.
Well, nice. I can't say I'm delighted to see you, but I'm certainly very happy.
Guys, what a small world.
Been our bank manager, so we're happy.
They have not forgotten their frosty encounter in the survival cabin at the start of the trip, and they return to their end of the train.
We should be making friends with the other team. Despite that terrible freezing feet debacle. which is rather tarnished, I guess. Because Sue's lovely, but I'm just a bit off.
She is really sweet.
And Ray's alright as well, actually, frankly.
They've been in the sun, haven't they? Because we've got Google Mark.
Well, we've all been in the sun. You really are, though. You're getting fitter as the thing goes on.
It's because you've had loads of drinks.
Could well be that and the fact that I've been away from home for a long time.
Thanks.
But you are incredibly,
really nice, thanks.
But you're also incredibly nice. I didn't realise how nice you were. And pretty. And here. Sorry, I love you.
The train is now crossing the state of Kansas. It will be another 36 hours before it reaches LA. Paul and Mags have just reached California and will make it to Los Angeles soon after midnight. Even though they have a substantial lead, they still have to get flights back to London. As they share their final dinner with the truckers, Mags and Paul discuss whether to push on tonight or wait till the morning to open the Venice Beach lockers.
What are we going to achieve going to Venice Beach now, getting locker? That's the question.
You know, well, it's one step ahead, isn't it? You know what's in the locker, you know what's going to be done the next day. I'm so aware that a team might come in 24 hours late into LA and still win.
Yeah.
Because they might have sorted all their crap out earlier.
This is true.
They might have tickets waiting for them already.
Put them on our laps.
They decide to hit the road, and Mags calls a friend who lives on Venice Beach to arrange for him to meet them at the truck depot.
Okay.
After 2.5 days in the trucks, the red team has made it to LA. Mag's friend Mike drives them the final 20 minutes to Venice Beach. The lockers are located in a hotel by the beach.
Venice Beach Hotel. Can't argue with that, I suppose. Hello, we're here to see Suresh. Is he in, please?
You're looking for an envelope?
We are.
There's your envelope.
Paul and Mags are given an envelope containing the combination of a locker where they will find an unknown sum of money.
Good sign, good sign. Oh, yes. Oh, very funny. Ha, 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 ha.
$1.
Why are we so surprised? That's probably why she was laughing when we phoned up for the details.
And that's it?
That's how much we're worth. That's what you went through all this pain for, sir.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Just you not.
No way.
That sucks.
The team go to Mike's flat, knowing that with only $1 towards their flight home, they'll have to work hard tomorrow.
Don't be expecting to get $1 out of me.
Hello. I'm good. I forgot my change, didn't I?
Oh, well, we've come right back down to earth again. As we suspected. It's not as easy as it
Yeah,
sounds.
if you can you send them to
And
England?
now's the big push.
all right.
Nearly 8 o'clock in the morning, and
I
the next
realise as soon as
5 or
you
6
go.
hours are going to be very important. Tantamount basically to failure, I think. Or
We
at
went
least
to the draw, you know. You had to get
equalising
to
the rest of the
locker.
teams. I'm sure we'll be catching up with the next 12 to 24.
It was,
So we have to get,
all that was in the
realistically, we
locker
have to get
was
on the plane
$1.
today.
The other teams are now less than 24 hours from Los Angeles as their train crosses New Mexico.
We met James about twice before we came on this trip. And being the trip, he was just such a arsehole. I was going to say something much ruder then, but he was really unnecessarily mean. And now it's all different. And I think what's changed it is when we were on that long journey with Mike and his sister Diane. We were just forced to sit in the back of the truck. And I think perhaps he thought, shit, well, maybe I am being a bit mean to her.
I really do think I A, misjudged her, and B, was very cruel to her. And I also feel that, you know, I'm older than her. I'm you know, obviously experienced in doing this and sort of the driving kind of force in our team sort of thing. She's, you know, and it just didn't occur to me that actually I was being a bit of a shit, actually. And I'm trying, you know, to make it up to her as best I can.
He's actually turned out to be quite affectionate and quite sweet, but the thing that I just think is it's all so false. Like, it's nice and it's fun. Yeah, I do think it's false. Like, he's very sarcastic. He's like, you're just so pretty. It's like, shut up.
No, I mean, everything I feel about her is genuine. You know, what I feel about her remains to be seen. No, it's true. It's like, you know, I think she's a lovely, lovely girl. I don't think I'm going to marry her, but I mean, I certainly, you know, I genuinely like her.
It's cool. It's nice that we're getting on, and it is nice how it is now. It's nice to have cuddles, and it's nice to like do that. But that's kind of where it stops, and I think that's where James has got a bit of a problem. Because I don't think he thinks it's going to stop there. And as you know, like the power is always with a woman, and the ball's always in a woman's court. You know, she calls the shots, and thankfully, I can call the shots. So James, you can carry on being as sweet and as charming as you want, but you're never going to get what you want.
By now, many of the train passengers have heard about the race. Ray and Sue have attracted a big following in one coach in particular.
Are you sure?
Oh my God!
Sure? Oh, thank you very much.
I can't believe this. Oh my God!
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
You know what? I'm glad it's all ladies and kiss all of you. Go on, get in the line, girls. Come on. Y'all are cool. Hey, I could do this for a living.
Yeah, this is a tip.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. Oh, wow.
Thank you.
We don't have any money, so we can't purchase a ticket. Someone either has to be kind enough...
In Los Angeles, Paul and Mags have had no luck trying to get free plane tickets from the airlines. Mike is calling round his media contacts. Mags goes down to the beach to see if she can find anyone who can help.
From Colorado and ask for Karen.
Don't lie, don't lie.
I'm not done. I see armpits.
Shit, man.
She soon gives up and heads back to join Paul and Mike.
Guess what? A record company called. You guys have a flight out of here tomorrow morning, 7:45.
7:45.
Yo,
no doubt.
Using Mike's contacts, LA rock band No Need have agreed to pay for their flights back to London. But a 24-hour wait means the other teams are still in with a chance. Unless they can be sabotaged.
LAX to London. Maybe M-A-B-Y. First name James. I'm at a meeting at the other side of town, and I've been trying to get through to my office, told my secretary to, to cancel it, and she's for some reason didn't pick up the phone, which is why I'm doing it direct.
Paul is worried James may have already booked flights out of LA. So he's calling round the airlines to cancel any reservations under the name James Maybe.
Well, at the moment, I've been put on hold by Virgin Atlantic, and what we're doing at the moment is we're just being the safety card. We think that James and the yellow team will be coming in at some time this afternoon, and therefore, with the contacts he has, he may be flying directly out. So we've tried... Good afternoon, Myers. Paul, James Maybe here. I'm phoning to cancel my flight, actually. I've got a 1950 booking on the VS24 this evening, out of LAX to London. Maybe, M-A-B-Y. First name James.
Hi, yeah, we're here for Suez, please.
Having satisfied themselves that James and Sarah are not booked on any London flight before theirs, they return to the hotel for another act of sabotage.
Right. Hey, how you doing? I'm fine.
While Paul distracts the receptionist, Mags sneaks round the corner and inserts an envelope into the remaining 2 lockers. The envelope contains false instructions, which will send the other teams on a wild goose chase to a restaurant in Beverly Hills. If they fall for the scam, it should give Paul and Mags a head start on their flight to London. Paul and Mags are not the only team hatching devious delay tactics.
If we could sabotage them in some way, lob their bags off the train, lob them off the train.
That'd be better.
Or just get them whacked.
No, let's try and sabotage them in a kind way if possible.
A kind way?
Yeah.
Yeah, what, ruffle their hair? Give them a Chinese burn.
Ray and Sue even try to get the guard on their side.
How can we delay them, Rod?
Yeah, is there any way they could help us?
Either on the train or when we get to LA.
Obviously, this conversation is to go no further.
There's not a way that it could be done. I mean, not from my perspective.
When we get to LA, is it going to be like similar Amtrak's in Chicago when there's passenger services office where you could take them in there and hold them for about an hour
No, I couldn't myself. I don't have that authority.
Do you know somebody who can?
Via a few phone calls, Rod.
Listen to you guys.
Honestly,
You
God,
must have connections.
This is the crucial point, because we have to get a flight before them.
Paul and Mags have received their free plane tickets, along with 2 free T-shirts from the band.
No Need is a band, America's team band, and it's the son of the guy that's buying our tickets home. He owns a travel agent, and this is his son's band. Apparently they're pretty big. Cheers, babies.
Paul and Mags take Mike out to celebrate. While Paul chats to a German tourist they've met, Mags is still anxious about their route home. They have a 4-hour stopover in Pittsburgh, so anyone with a direct flight from LA to London could still beat them.
But who knows? No, it's definitely not in the bag. We've got a long flight home tomorrow. We haven't got a direct flight. I don't know. It's not in the bag.
What happens if there's snow in
No
Pittsburgh
way, man.
and you guys get snowed in
Give me
Pittsburgh?
that.
What are you going to do?
No worries. We'll still win. We'll get home.
I hope you win.
So do I.
When the LA train pulls into Union Station, both teams rush to Venice Beach. But once again, James's contacts give his team the edge. His friend Laura comes to meet them at the station.
Let's go.
Woo!
Ray and Sue have to find a cab and persuade the driver to accept $30.
Oh, come on, Patrick. Put the hammer down, guy. Put the hammer
Across town, Mike takes Paul and Mags to LAX for their flight to Pittsburgh. They know that if another team gets a direct flight to London in the next few hours, they'll be overtaken. Laura whisks James and Sarah down to Venice Beach at high speed. In Ray and Sue's cab, the atmosphere is electric. Their driver is lost.
You live in bloody Los Angeles. No, but we come from bloody England, mate. We travel all the way from Canada. What do you want us to do? Go for it. Put the hammer down, Patrick. You're a man. What the wrong speed,
James and Sarah win the race to the hotel lockers.
Brilliant.
Congratulations, team. You've made it to Venice Beach. Unfortunately, your mission is not over yet. Your team must now get to Spargos Restaurant, Beverly Hills, and speak to the maitre d' who will give you your final details to fly home. You can only go to this pickup between the hours of 12 noon and 2...
Wankers.
James and Sarah are taken in by the letter. As they have several hours to kill before the rendezvous at Spargos, they decide to go to the airport to check out flights. James hopes that as a valued customer with Virgin, he'll be able to negotiate staff rates.
One way, $335, and for the other one, $167.
You are such a superstar.
James has raised so much money during the course of the trip that the $500 for the tickets is no problem.
When we get back to London?
We've got $70 left. That's enough to get at least one of them whacked. $80, we'd probably get 2, maybe 1 kneecapped.
2 for 1.
That'd be brilliant.
Back at the hotel, Sue has opened the locker.
Right, they give us $1. Sit here. Congratulations, team. You made it to Venice Beach. Unfortunately,
Ray and Sue also fall for the fake letter, and now they must make their way to Spargos Restaurant across town in Beverly Hills.
The other envelope will help you get there.
Hi there. I thought you could help me with a little bit, a little something.
As they can't afford cabs everywhere, Sue tries to find a lift. She approaches a friendly German tourist.
It don't make this journey easy at all. So
yesterday, by accident, I met a couple. One, his name was Paul.
Tall black guy?
Yeah, wonderful, very kind guy.
And was he with a girl?
Yeah.
With short blonde hair?
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Ah, where did you see them?
At Santa Monica.
At Santa Monica?
We had a lunch together.
Oh,
dinner.
did you?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent, because they're the other team.
Yeah.
We're the blue team, they're the red
They
team.
left at 7:45 this morning.
On the train, on the airplane?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
They left at 7:45.
Interesting.
They're wonderful people, and I think he will win.
Well, we haven't lost yet.
You haven't lost?
Yeah, we haven't lost yet.
The plane can fall down.
Yeah, so they got the flight at 7:40 this morning.
Yeah, 7:45. I said, if you win the team, you are my guest in Germany.
Oh, lovely. Thanks for your help anyway. Cheers. Did you hear that? of all people to ask. They got the 740 plane.
I think we should just still go. Let's just go, because we don't know. It's not over till it's over.
Thomas, the German tourist, offers to take Ray and Sue to the airport, where he returns his rental car before catching his flight home.
Please help them. I would do if I can more, but
He persuades the rental company to drive Ray and Sue to Spargo's and back.
This is Randy, who's so kindly...
Randy, who's single, ladies.
And with a name like that, I can't see any offers coming in too slowly.
As Ray and Sue begin the 10-mile drive to Spargo's, James and Sarah have just arrived.
Hi, good afternoon, welcome.
Hi, we're doing Lost, and there should be something here for us, an envelope for us.
I haven't found anything, or nobody's turned on anything.
James and Sarah are perplexed. There's no envelope, no information, and no money. James calls the production office to find out what's going on.
Congratulations. Go to Spargo's in Beverly Hills. We turn up at Spargo's and got extremely short shrift. So is this is it a piss take, or is it some sort of challenge, or there was never what? The rest of it's all bollocks, is it? Okay, maybe it is sabotage.
Back to the airport.
How annoying is that?
I think I'm an absolute genius, and I'd never have thought of doing that.
10 minutes later, Ray and Sue arrive at the restaurant.
Can you speak to the maitre d', please?
I am the maitre d', but I have not received anything, and I'm so sorry. You're the second group of people from this show.
Oh,
I think you need to speak to the people who have been planning it.
Do you know where the other team, where they went after?
We're the second. No, you're the second.
They soon realise they have been taken for a ride.
Do you know what? I reckon they type this. They type this on the machine. You fucking sods.
They have little time left to make the flight to London. Ray's sense of humour is being severely tested. Paul and Mags have arrived in Pittsburgh for their 4-hour stopover. If the plane is late, there's still enough time for the LA flights to beat them to London. After checking in at LAX, Sarah chats to the Virgin staff.
I promise. Don't worry.
Jackie Brown.
James is embarrassed by her remark and cannot hold his tongue.
I know I do tend to heap criticism on you, but Jackie Brown, are you out of your fucking mind? How can you say that? How can you say that? You can't say Jackie Brown. Jesus.
Why? Stop having a go at me the whole time.
I'm not having a go at you. I'm not having a go at you. Far from it. But you know, you want to bandy around a few racial slurs inappropriately. I've upset it now. Stop.
For Sarah, this is the last straw.
It's been nothing but rude, arrogant, admittedly funny. I'm not disputing that at all. But endlessly trying to show me up in front of everyone. Constant abuse, constant jokes, then trying to pull me. James, fuck off. I'm really tired of all this now.
Thanks a lot.
When the rental car driver drops off Ray and Sue, they spot their rivals arguing in the distance.
Do you believe this? But the yellow team are actually over there. I can't believe it. Like, don't turn around now. The yellow team are over there. Right, don't head. It's him.
I've never once slagged you off apart from when you were horrible about me, and that was because you're horrible to me, never because I didn't...
All I said, I know, okay, I grant you, I've given you a bit of a hard time. I did want to win, I always wanted to win. Of course I gave a shit.
No, James trying to hit on Sarah there.
Don't be upset, Sarah, please, come on, forgive me, I'm sorry.
Classic overgrown schoolboy.
I've heard worse, to be honest. Come here. No, forgive me.
I don't forgive you, because you're just horrible. 167.
Ray and Sue have also managed to get on the Virgin flight, but they're $27 short.
101, didn't they? For the tickets. I've only got 700.
They have 10 minutes to find the money, or else they'll miss the flight.
And I said, even 10, 1? No, okay. No, okay, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. No, okay, thank you. Could you help me, sir?
Peter, we'll donate to the cause.
very kind. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Good luck to you.
Oh, thank you so much. Right, I just need to get another 6. Thank you. Oh, thank you, sir. $2 to spare.
The flight leaves LA carrying both teams, but 2 hours after takeoff, the red team's flight leaves Pittsburgh. After covering a total distance of nearly 10,000 miles, Paul and Mags finally make it home.
God, England.
Well, anyway. Yeah, so can you swing us in there, mate?
Go, go, go!
Put it inside, that's beautiful, side all over the place, cameramans. How many pieces do I pick in?
Paul and Mags win £5,000 and go on to compete in next week's race. Mid-Atlantic James realises he has made a mess of his race with Sarah.
The fact that we lost is my fault. The fact that she was upset was my fault. The fact that she was unhappy is my fault. You know, everything's been my fault, and I take 100% blame, 100% culpability, and it's totally and utterly me. I was just a prick.
James and Sarah organise bikes to rush them to Trafalgar Square. They arrive only 3.5 hours behind Paul and Mags.
It's all my fault as well. It's completely my fault.
You wanker!
Bugger. Bugger. Cheers.
Down with us!